We are 3 weeks away from the Webcam Championship, where not one, not two, but $3,000 will be getting given away to our 16 Webcam champions so far. Jacob Slabaugh is one of our contenders. You made top four, I believe, with Biako in the June tournament. You might have been
Correct.
runner up. Did you win or were you runner up?
I was runner-up to Mr. George himself.
Okay. Oh, that was right. With George with Void Rodan. So you took second place with Biako in that event. And is Biako your favorite Universes character, or was that just a competitive meta call?
He's definitely up there for top picks for my favorite character. Initially, I loved like older characters like Muscular, so looking for a more competitive sense, he kind of fits that transition. Um, so he's definitely up there. Big Mouth Titan is also another one of my favorites, although he just lacks some viability. I'd love to see him out.
Big Mouth Titan. What is it about Big Mouth Titan?
So you get a lot of shenanigans between picking up momentum from sending like Genkai's guidance and stuff with some of the cards from the new set and being able to pick that up for defense to being able to just spam double trouble turn two with momentum as your first attack can do so much, especially against seven-handers.
All right. Were you playing Big Mouth in Atlanta?
I was not. I actually really debated it. I took it to an LQ and stuff like that, and took that down. I really enjoyed it, but when you actually take him up against a lot of the top competitive decks that have the answers for everything, he just tends to fall flat. So,
Yeah, I heard there was a Big Mouth doing pretty well there in the early rounds, so that's why I was wondering if that was you. Um, okay, what is your? Well, first I'll ask you, how did you get into Universes?
so I had one of my close friends, James, who's also on couple team. He introduced me. He knew I used to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh and would travel for regionals for that kind of stuff. And took a break from that for a while. And when he first sent me into Universes, it was right around set four League of Villain, and it really kind of blew my mind just the depth in the game, and took off from there.
Awesome. And okay, we talked about your favorite character, but what's your favorite attack?
So it's going to be Canister Creation Strike. Um, Being in the low attack, decent damage. I think it's four low for five. Is great and all, but the amount of shenanigans you can do as far as trading out for different foundations and stuff really lets you facilitate some plays that they won't expect just looking at your board uh, base or as is.
Yeah, that's like reverse attack Titan emerges, going
Yeah,
up
yeah.
instead of going down. All right, so I enjoy very, very spicy universes takes. I have a channel in my Discord all for sparking a debate. Um, if you were to say one thing that would get everybody listening to this mad at you because you're obviously wrong, but you believe you're right and you'll say it anyway, what would it be?
Twisting Azir did not have to go. I think there's other cards that made it have to go, like combined firepower, but I think that card itself was probably fine on some level.
All right, I'm kind of with. I'm okay. I have to argue with you for the bit because I'm sure
Sure.
most people listening are on the same. But I'm kind of along the line. I think they could have just hit firepower. Firepower was anyway. What was making it crazy? The death decks. Okay, so twisting Azure Inferno overrated. Should not have been banned. If you were to add one IP to Universes in 2025 or add it to the 2026 roadmap, which one would it be?
So that's a tough. There's a lot of IPs I'd love to see, but kind of see one that would have a broad enough spectrum to really succeed in UVS is just League of Legends. It's
Okay.
a game I played for a long time. It really is a depth there. They've already explored a lot of the different digital spaces between card games and stuff, and especially the Arcane being as popular it is. I think there's so much depth there that would really flourish in the UVS system.
Have you watched season two?
I have not. I've been wanting to, just work's been tying me up quite a bit.
Yeah. I watched the first three episodes so far. Episode one I thought was terrible. Episodes two and three were awesome, and we're back. So if you get into it, just give it one episode.
Sounds good.
All right. If you stop playing Universes, it would be because of blank.
So from a personal sense, it'd definitely just be family. I have two kids, married, so time constraints. But from a competitive sense, and I think a lot of people are getting pushed this way, is just the frequency of set releases. Between every major set, we're having all these decks come out and stuff. And as a competitive player, and especially someone who likes to collect the cards, it's just becoming more and more tedious to be able to keep up with. I mean, the amount of cards in standard right now are absurd, especially with the depth of
Mhm.
the game. And if they keep releasing sets the rate they are, it's going to be hard to actually want to stick around long term.
Yeah, I can see both of those things. Do your kids play at all?
No, they're way too young for that. My oldest is
Okay.
4, so
All right. We're pretty similar. I've got a 7-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl. So just a little bit older, but I can definitely relate to you on the family side and on the frequency of sets. It's like it's burning my wallet this year. It's too much. Um,
yeah. I've officially had to make the call that the newest Attack on Titan, I'm just not going to buy as much sealed as I normally do and just go for singles because I can't sustain that way.
yeah, yeah, that's what I decided to. I decided I'll only get 3 boxes of Forges of Power, and then when it came to it, I got the case anyway, and that was a mistake. But everybody else was opening boxes. Um, all right, finally for the championship, what character are you most leaning towards right now, and what character do you think, if it's not yours, what character do you think will win the entire event?
So I would have to say I'm leaning towards Byakko still, mainly because comfort and familiarity, as well as having that fire and air symbol every Attack on Titan set. You're just getting new content. Um, I could definitely see Amajiki being one of my top contenders, but Byakko is where I think I'm standing. As far as the deck, I think is going to take it. It might just be Sasha too. There's so much depth there,
Okay.
and I know someone who's working on a mad deck that has a lot of respect. And if they bring it, I think they might just be able to sweep everyone.
Wow, I want to see this list because I've done. Let's see, I've played against Sasha a little bit, played as Sasha, probably played 8 games, and I haven't been impressed yet. But I know there's something there, so I could see somebody who actually puts more time into it than me, just doing a rough draft, dying with it, and scrapping it. Could do a little bit better. Are there any Origins of Power cards that are good for Byakko?
Oh, so it's quite a bit. The big one is just gonna be Titan Haymaker. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Lacking the speed on a lot of his attacks, just putting 5 damage on it and saying, I'm gonna fact check your hand to see if you have a difficulty 3 or more to block this, and if you only have one or two foundations as hits, it's just gonna hit a lot more people, and they're gonna have to like really consider their hand placement going to defense because if they hold wrong, you die.
Okay, you heard it here. Hold your 3 diffs. Hold your attacks
Or
to block with.
or no, it's 2 and below. You only can block with cards 1 and 2 difficulty or 0, 1, 2.
Oh, I thought it was the
So like,
opposite. I thought it was the
isn't
opposite.
there?
Let me
Let
look
me
it
go
up
back.
because I remember blocking it with knee strike.
Maybe it is backwards.
Yeah, yeah,
Or yeah, it
cannot
is
be
correct. Yeah,
blocked.
you're right. Yeah, yeah, correct.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
my
remember
apologies.
blocking it with knee strike and thinking, aha, I was going to block breaker 2 anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
um, but it's also gotten me before and killed me before on that. Um, and I guess you could also combo it with Besiege to where they also have to hold 3 block modifiers. I'm not sure if that's too many attacks that aren't drawing for a 5-hander. Um, but that's
That's,
there.
those are definitely some cards I've actually actively been looking into. Just finding other ways to mitigate the speed deficit that Byakko tends to have until he gets to straight up online. So those are all
Right.
great ways. So
Well, perfect. All right. So now that we've met you for about 5 minutes, if you win and you take home the top prize, what are you going to buy?
as much as I want to say I won't, probably more cards.
Okay. Just go
Yeah,
right back into the system.
right back, fuel the loop more. Yep.
That's what I would do too. So good answer. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking 10 minutes and jumping on this interview.
Awesome. I really appreciate it. Thank you.